Novel Stitcher, and this is Flosstube number 2. It's Saturday, September 17th, and I hope you are all well. This channel is mostly about cross stitch with a little bit of bookish content at the end. I'll talk about what I'm reading and give some book recommendations, but the first half of the video will be all about what I'm working on when it comes to cross stitch. I wanted to thank everyone for watching my first video, for commenting, for liking, for subscribing. It means so much to me when you put something like this out into the world. You don't know what kind of response you're gonna get. Is anyone gonna watch it? There are so many amazing floss tubers out there already, like dozens of them, that, you know, I just don't know if people would wanna spend time with me and see what I'm stitching, but all of your likes and comments have really made me so happy. I know we only have so many hours of the day and that you would spend even a little bit of that time with me means so much to me. And I hope I responded to everyone's comment. I tried to. I really want to interact with all of you. I don't want it to just be me talking to you. I want you to be, you know, talking in the comments with each other, with me. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about what you're stitching or where you live, or if you have anything exciting going on this fall. Please interact with me. I love hearing from you and forming relationships and meeting new people. You can also message me and follow me on Instagram. I'm novel_stitcher on Instagram, so please reach out anytime. I show a lot of my stitching progress on there. And previously it was a bookstagram where I talked mostly about books. Now I have stitching content, but if you want to see more of what I read or get more book recommendations, please check my Instagram out. And please like and subscribe, and there's a little bell icon that you can click if you want to get notifications for when I post. I'll probably be posting every 2 weeks, so it's been about 2 weeks since my first video. So thank you so much if you're here. Thank you for watching. There's just no words. I just feel so blessed and so lucky that you would spend your time with me. So life update, last weekend it was my birthday. My birthday was on Sunday, but my boyfriend and I on Saturday went out to Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. It's near Lancaster, and we went to a local needle workshop there called Hodgepodge. I will show my birthday haul in a little bit, but it's such a cute store. We had a lovely day. The weather was beautiful. We went out to lunch and went for a walk in a park, and it was just a really, really nice, relaxing birthday weekend. Sunday, on my actual birthday, it did rain. It was kind of dreary, but that's okay. We went out to breakfast, and then I just stitched and watched football and relaxed, and sometimes that's exactly what you need on your birthday weekend. I love football. My boyfriend and I are doing fantasy football. It's my first time ever doing it, so we joined a random league, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm actually doing okay. I won the first week. My team won against the other team. I don't know how it all works, but it's fun. So getting into that, so watching some of the games, and then I went to Penn State University, and so I'm a big Penn State Nittany Lions football fan. They've won their first 2 games of the season. They're playing Auburn today. It's probably gonna be a pretty tough match, so we'll see how they do. But this was my first like fall stitching, since I didn't start until like around February, March of this year. Was the first time I actually like picked up a needle and thread and started stitching. And so to be able to like sit and watch the football games and stitch is actually a lot of fun. So I am enjoying that. Football games are long, so it gives you a lot of time to get some good stitching in. So let's get to the stitching. So my first thing is a fully finished object, an FFO. I showed the finished one last time, but now it's fully finished, and it's this one. So this is a Waxing Moon Designs Autumn Mini, and their Autumn Mini booklet comes with 3 patterns. So this is Cat, and so I really love how this turned out. Look how cute. I like the cute little things. This is 18 count Aida. I did the called for DMC or Weeks Dye Works. I did both, whatever I had in stash. Put fabric on the back, put this on sticky board. I think I got this at Michael's. And then I just added some ribbon I got at Michael's, and I think it's really cute. Just really simple. And I might stitch one of the other ones to have like 2 of these. Maybe there's one with a crow that came in this pattern booklet, but for now this one's really cute. I might leave it in my apartment, or I might bring it to work and put it at my desk at work. I might do that because that'll make me happy if I'm if I'm not in a great mood at work, I'll just look at that and maybe it'll bring a smile to my face. So that is my fully finished object for this week. And I don't have any finishes, but I do have a start. And so this is one of my birthday presents that I got at Hodgepodge that my boyfriend bought for me. So I'll show you the pattern. So this is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, and this is a September Quaker. And so I've been seeing these little Quakers online. I thought they're really pretty, and I thought the September one would be perfect to start as my birthday start. I started it on Sunday as a birthday start. So I changed up the colors because these are very pretty, the grays and the purples, but my favorite color is blue. I'm wearing blue. And the September birthstone is sapphire, my favorite stone, and so that's also blue. So I thought blues would be nice for this one for me. And so this is my little start. And so this is a 25 count vintage country mocha even weave. I've seen so many people mention vintage country mocha and I've never stitched on it. So I thought this would be the perfect pattern, and it's really cool. I like the modeling. I think that's pretty true. I think it looks a little bit darker on screen than it does in real life, but it's really pretty and it's easy to stitch on. It's 25 count, if I didn't say that. And then I did these blues. So this is what I have so far. I really like this. I think I did have to frog a little over here. I got a little confused with the counting, but I think this is turning out really cute. And I like the blues. I was gonna do a brighter blue here, and then I decided to go with the darker, and I'm glad I did, because I think that looks really nice. And if you're interested, the blues, I just did what I had in stash from DMC for this one. So I did a 930, it's the darker blue. I did 415, and then I chose 932. And so I thought these looked really nice together. I didn't put them on bobbins or anything. But yeah, that's my start. So next we can go into whips. My next whip is gonna be a birthday present for my aunt. I'm actually hanging out with my aunt this afternoon. We're gonna go to, there's a store in my town that you can paint signs. You can create little signs, decorations for your home. So we're gonna go do that. I'm gonna do one that has like a cauldron and a cat, and it's a countdown to Halloween. She's gonna do something wintry. So that'll be a lot of fun, very crafty day. So we're gonna do that and go out to dinner. So it'll be a nice afternoon. But this one's for her birthday in November. So this is But First Coffee, and this is Zindagi Designs. And so they are on Etsy. I just was searching around Etsy for a pattern. I'll put all of the information in the description box so that you can easily find, if you're interested in any of these patterns, you can easily find all the information, the fabrics, the pattern, the floss I used, all of that. And so I made progress. I think I needed to finish this flower, and then I did this flower, and then all of these over here. And so fairly good progress. I want to try to finish this in the next 2 weeks because there's other things that I want to start. And so I'm going to try to get this done. I have a little bit more over here, and then I have the word coffee. And this is a 16 count antique Aida, and I'm just using the called for DMC. And you ever have a project where kind of everything's going a little bit wrong? So this is my troublesome project. So I mentioned, and I put it in time out over the summer because I kept having to frog. I kept messing up the flowers, and so I put it in time out, took it out the other week, and then I did all this, and then I was looking at the finished design, and it looked different, and I was like, what did I do? Like, why does it look different? And so this flower right here, the border and some of the inside is supposed to be a much lighter pink, this pink. I don't know how I got the colors confused. I don't know what I was doing when I did it wrong. I was probably watching Flosstube and got distracted, or watching TV or something like that. My aunt's not gonna know what's wrong. It still looks cute, but this project has been a bit of a bear, so I'll be happy to have it finished, and I know she's gonna love it when I give it to her, and that's what matters. I'll probably do it in a simple black frame and gift it to her for her birthday in November. But if I finish it, it'll kind of free me up to start some other things and just know it's ready for her birthday when that comes. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks. That one will be a finish for my next video. Maybe a fully finished, we'll see. I gotta find a frame for it though. So my next whip is 2 Pumpkin Sprite by Hello from Liz Matthews. Her patterns are so cute. So made a little bit of progress on this one. I'm doing this one on an 18 count white Aida, and I'm using the called for DMC. And I'll show like the finished pictures here. Some people show their progress last time, but I think, let me know, but I think you'd probably rather see what it will look like when it's done than the few stitches I had in it 2 weeks ago. And I can just tell you what I added to it. So I finished him. He wasn't done yet. And then I'm mostly done with this pumpkin. A little bit more to do over here. So making progress. I kind of want to finish this to display at least in mid-October for Halloween. I got quite a bit more to go on it, but I might just kind of like focus on this one, but first coffee and this one over the next couple weeks to get that one done and really make some progress on this one. So maybe I can finish it for Halloween. I don't know, because then I have to fully finish it. So we'll see. I think that's one of the things I'm thinking about. And you can let me know how you handle this. If you start something in the season, but know you won't finish it to display in that season, does that bother you? Because, you know, if I'm almost done with this, but then I can't put it up till next Halloween, like how am I gonna feel about it next Halloween? Am I gonna remember that it's sitting in there, done or almost done? But I think there's just no way to stitch everything you wanna stitch within the holiday seasons because everything hits so fast. You know, in summer, in July, maybe you want to do Christmas, but then earlier in the summer, do you want to be stitching Halloween? And then September rolls around and you're like, I want to stitch all the fall things. And then 2 months later, you're like, oh, now I guess it's almost Christmas. So we'll see. We'll see how I handle maybe having some unfinished projects at the end of the season to pick up again when it rolls around again. And the next whip is Books and Cats. A lot of you liked this one. This one's really cute. Puntini. I like that. As I said, I have a black and white cat. Her name is Scout. She's 12. She's sleeping under the covers, getting her very fuzzy fur all over my sheets. So I have to change my sheets tonight. But that's really cute. And so here's my progress. Not much. So previously last time I had the cat done, the first shelf of books and the without, and then I did this one book and then a little bit of the others. So not much progress, but this is one where it's not seasonal and I'm into the seasonal fall stitching and a little bit of Christmas stitching. So this one can just, I can take my time with that one and probably will end up finishing it over the winter, which is fine because it's kind of an any time of year stitch. Oh, and I think I mentioned last time, I added some white to the cat because my cat's black and white. So I'll do that for some of the other cats. And then the last one of my whips is another Hello from Liz Matthews. This is 5th Day of Christmas. And I didn't do much on this one either. Just slow going with my projects. I started something and then a little bit of stitches here and there. I don't have a process for what I stitch when. I just stitch what I feel like stitching. So I might create some sort of calendar. I know people do like Witchy Wednesday or Spooky Sunday or like have themes and stitch certain things on certain days or have certain ways they go about like what they stitch when. I just grab something that I feel like stitching. So maybe I'll be more organized about it going forward to make sure that if I'm putting only a little bit of stitches in each one of my whips, they're all gonna end up being like finished around the same time, or I'm not gonna make more progress on one than the other to have some finishes and fully finished. So I'll have to kind of think through, but this one, I did a little more of the grass at the bottom, down here. And then I started the circle here, and this is gonna have the words peace in it, as you probably saw. I probably put the picture up there. But I didn't realize until I watched Liz's YouTube video on this particular pattern that these circles are actually cross stitch hoops. So that was cool. I didn't notice that on the pattern originally, and I think that's kind of cool. You can kind of tell, but you can't really tell. So, and this I did in a Precious Metals Light Effects White Gold from DMC. So Liz had called for something different, and it's like a petite braid gold or something. I didn't have it, so I just went to Michael's to see what they had because I wanted it to be sparkly. And I just found that, and it's a little thick, like it's a little rough to use. It's not as soft as normal DMC, but it's fine. It's not too bad, and I wanted it to be sparkly, and that's what Michael's had. They also had the softer ones. Etoile. Is it Etoile? But they didn't have like the right kind of gold that I wanted. So, but I think that's turning out kind of nice. So that one will hopefully be done by Christmas. That's really pretty. And so those are all of my whips. So next we'll get into haul. And so like I said, my boyfriend and I went out to a local needlework shop in Strasburg, Pennsylvania this past weekend. It's a really cute shop. It's tiny, but has a fantastic selection. I was really impressed with how much she had in the space that she had. And actually, as I was walking around with my boyfriend, I was like handing him things. I was like, I like this pattern. I like this fabric. I like this. And at one point I look over it and he's got like this pile and I'm like, how much am I getting? And he's like, it's fine. And I was like, no, I can't buy the whole store right now. I can't have you pay for the whole store. So I tried to limit myself to just a handful. So let me show you what we bought. So I got a chalkboard linen 28 count. I haven't stitched on anything this dark yet, and so I kind of want to try it out. And as I was paying for this, the shop owner was like, I can't stitch on that, it's too dark, I can't see the holes. And I was like, I want to try it and be adventurous. She recommended putting something like light or white on my lap underneath it so that you can see the holes better that way. Obviously using a bright light or stitching in the daytime, I think, will probably help with something this dark. But if you've stitched on dark fabric and have any recommendations for me, let me know. Probably adventurous, being the first time I stitch on something this dark, to pick a 28 linen instead of like an Aida. But I'm gonna try it. I don't know what pattern I'm gonna do yet. I don't have any patterns for dark stitching or dark cloth. I might do a stitching with the housewives. I know they have a ton of patterns that are done on like a chalkboard or a black colored fabric. So I'm gonna poke about, see what they have, see what I like. Maybe something Christmassy would be fun. The only thing is some of the Christmas ones have a lot of white. I'm a little worried about getting the white floss dirty. Obviously, like, wash your hands, don't eat while you stitch, but we'll see what I decide to do. So any recommendations there, let me know if you like or hate stitching on something this dark, but I want to try it. I'm gonna grab a drink of my coffee, talking a lot, like my mug. It's got cats on it. My boyfriend and his wife got this for me for my birthday last year, I think. Coffee's great. Are you a coffee fan? I'm a coffee fan. I put a lot of cream and sugar in my coffee though. I can't drink it black. I wish I could, because then if you run out of milk or you run out of sugar, you could still drink your coffee, but I'm not there yet. Anyway, the next pattern I bought at Hodgepodge, my boyfriend picked this one out. He grabbed it off of one of the racks and said, this is a Katie pattern. And I was like, yes, you know me, it is. It's so cute. This is a Country Cottage Needleworks, Up, Up, and Away. It's got the little balloons. I like the color, the peaches and the blues and the greens. I probably will stitch it on like a blue fabric like that. It seems springy and summery to me, so I probably won't stitch it, you know, right away, but it'll be a really cute one come spring to do. I really like that. And I like that he picked it out for me. And then the next one is by a newer designer. The shop owner told me this. This lady hasn't done too much and she's pretty new, so she has Stitches by Ethel. And I just saw this and was like, ah, that's so cute. It's a cat. And so this is 3 jacks and cat. He's got his 3 pumpkins, little smiling moon. He's got a spider web in his tail. I love that little detail. And then the little stars. I just thought that was really sweet, really cute. And it's nice to support a new designer. So check her out. She is on Instagram, Stitches by Ethel. And again, I'll put everything in the description. I don't know if she has an Etsy shop, but I will link to, I'll link to her Instagram at least, and you can check her out. That's really cute. And then the last one I got, I've seen this a lot on Flosstube and just around because it's a Plum Street sampler and I know they're very popular. And this is another one of the patterns where I was just like, I don't know what speaks to me about this one, but I just like it. I just like it. And so this is This Joyous Season. I think there might be a Sal going on. I think Annie the Proper Stitcher might be possibly doing a Sal with a few others. But I just think that's so pretty. I think this would be pretty big. I had a recommendation for This Is the Day to do it on like a 32 or 36 or 40 count because otherwise it would be huge, and I think this is the same. This one was stitched on a 36 count. I think it's probably a pretty big pattern, but I don't know, I just like that house. I like the way it's done. I don't think I would do the flag. They do have an American flag. I can do the UK flag or the American flag, I think. The flag just seems like it's just sitting there in the middle of nowhere, which maybe is a sampler thing anyway, but I might just add another little tree there and not do a flag. But I don't know when I'll start this. I like want to start it soon, maybe in November. This is one I would not finish right in time for Christmas. So if I start it in November or early December, I'm thinking about it. I'm like talking and thinking, I don't know, because I want to start it. It's so pretty. I might. I gotta get fabric and stuff though, and the floss. They call for weeks and DMC. So we'll see what I decide to do, but that's cute. I do have a nice gift certificate to 123 Stitch from my brother and his wife that I got for my birthday. So if I do want to buy a fabric for that or buy the floss, I do have a gift certificate, so I can do that. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but my little graphic at the beginning that says Novel Stitcher with the books and things, it moves, and that's thanks to my brother. He edited that for me. He does post-production video editing. He's really good at it, and so he did that for me. So if you missed that, maybe go back to the beginning and check it out. I might have it come on at the end, but that's fun. And then I have one more item of haul. This one is from Fat Quarter Shop. It's their Stitch Quarterly. So if you subscribe for their Stitch Quarterly and have not gotten yours yet and you don't want to be spoiled, fast forward a little bit because I don't want anyone to get spoiled. I think mine just came on Tuesday or Wednesday, so I don't want anyone to get spoiled, but it's really cute. So I will show that. So turn away and turn off the sound too, because I'll be describing what's in here. But this is quarterly, so I guess 4 times a year. This is the first one I've gotten because I just signed up for it when I saw it over the summer. I had forgotten I signed up for it until I got the notification that it's coming, and I was like, what did I order? And then I was like, oh, that thing, yay. So it's like a pattern and all the stuff. So it comes in a bag. And I have a couple of these Fat Quarter Shop bags to put my projects and stuff in. These are really nice material. And you can even buy specific thread and a pattern to like stitch a design onto the bag, which is such a cute idea. I'll probably do that at some point, but it comes all in this. And of course it comes with a pattern. Sorry, I'm gonna crinkle a little. I didn't take anything out of the bag. I'm sorry, hang on. Ooh. Okay. So this is the pattern, and one of the reasons why I want to finish But First Coffee and maybe make some more progress on Pumpkin Sprite is because I want to start this one too, and I want to do it now, and I want to finish it now, and it's so cute. So this is the pattern. Fall is in the air. It's so cute. So like with this kind of thing, you don't know what you're getting. So I was like, I'm going to try it. Fat Quarter Shop has really cute things, and hopefully I'm going to love whatever they send. And I opened it and I squealed because I love foxes. I think they're so cute for fall. I have a few little foxy things, and he's just peeking out from the tree. And it says fall is in the air and a little leaf. So this is really cute. Does it say who it's by? Oh, it's an It's So Emma. I guess they're always It's So Emma. And the theme is Woodland Wild. And I know that they do put the patterns up individually to buy if you are not a Stitch Quarterly subscriber. I just don't know when. I have a feeling it's probably a few months after the packages go out because they want you know, everyone who signed up for the Stitch Quarterly to get this in advance and be able to stitch and work on it before they make it available to everyone else. So I do know they do, and you will be able to get this pattern. I don't know when, and I will let you know if Fat Quarter Shop announces when this pattern will be available for everyone. And it comes with everything. So it's the pattern, it comes with the Aida, it's a 14 count, this is a platinum, so just a 14 count platinum Aida, probably cut to the perfect size for the pattern. So it comes with that. It comes with a floss and a needle. So there's a little needle, it's a John James little needle, and then these are the colors. So DMC. And so like you can just start stitching this the minute you get it. And then these are super cute. So it comes with the needle minder, everything in the same theme. So little foxy wild friends. So he's so cute. Look at that needle minder. So nice, really, really cute. I like their needle minders, and I love that it all matches. And then I wasn't expecting these. So these are cloth binders. Nope, biddies, cloth biddies. And they also have the fox on them. Look how cute. It all matches. And so these are magnetic. Ooh, they're really strong. Okay, well, I can't pull that apart. These are really strong magnets, which is good, which is what you want. So there we go. So basically you put it around your cloth and your hoop or your hoop snap or whatever to kind of hold the excess cloth back and out of the way. So these are so cute, really well made, and really strong. Yeah. So that is the Stitch Quarterly. So I don't actually know like how, I mean, it comes out 4 times a year, quarterly. I don't know when the next one is supposed to be. Check out Fat Quarter Shop's website and sign up if you're interested. I think it's a really good deal for the price you pay for what you get. And you know, only 4 times a year. I don't have any other like subscription services for cross stitch, just to watch what I'm spending on it. I'm not doing any kind of like fabric of the month or anything, though it's cool that they have that and that people do that. But I think a quarterly thing, that's manageable, and it's fun to get a little surprise in the mail from Fat Quarter Shop. And I'm really impressed with everything you get and the quality. So they're a really great shop to get stuff from. And so that is all of my haul. Ooh, I forgot that I wanted to do recommendations for other floss tubers. I wanted to do that a bit earlier in the programming, but I forgot, so I will do it now. But I watch so many floss tubers. I think I'm subscribed to like 30, which is probably almost too many, but I love you all, so I want to watch all of them. But you know, if you're looking for new people to watch or recommendations, I want to make sure I'm shouting some people out, people I've been inspired by. I mean, I wouldn't be here doing a floss tube if someone hadn't come first and done it, and many others after. And so my recommendations, I will start with one of the most popular. So a lot of you might follow them, but Just Keep Stitching, Pam and Steph. They are a mother-daughter duo. They're so much fun. They live in Ohio. Steph works at Keepsakes, which is a local needlework store out that way. And they're a lot of fun. Great banter. They do like little sounds before each like little segment, and you know, they're just a lot of fun to watch. So check out Just Keep Stitching. And then a newer floss tuber, because I definitely want to be shouting out new people because I'm new myself, is Floss Chronicles. So that is Claire. She lives in Germany, but she's from the States. She has 3 floss tubes out right now. I have not watched the 3rd one, but I saw that one's going to be a whip parade, so I'm excited to watch that and check out all the whips she has and get a better sense of what she likes to stitch. But she's a lot of fun. She's really nice. So definitely check out Floss Chronicles. And then Frizzy Lizzie Stitches, Elizabeth. She stitches the cutest things. She's got great variety of patterns. Right now she's doing, there's a haunted library one. It's a mystery Sal. And maybe a little bit too intense for me right now. It seems like it's a pretty intricate and large pattern, but it's really cool to see the different pieces come out and to see her stitching it. So that's a fun one that she's working on. She talks about books too, normally also toward the end of her videos, so I like seeing what she's reading. So check out Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. And then the last one is the museum stitcher, Bridget. I feel like Bridget and me would have a lot in common. She loves to read. She has a black and white cat too. She stitches such beautiful patterns. I'm always kind of jotting down what she's working on and adding it to my wish list. And she's just very bubbly, has a lot of energy. So she is a lot of fun to watch. So check all of them out. I will put their YouTube names down in the description box so you can go, and I think I can link over to them. So go check out those 4 Flosstubers, and if they're your kind of style of stitching or your kind of style of Flosstube, give them a follow. And so that is, I think, all of the stitching stuff I have. I don't really have like specific plans. I think I kind of mentioned that as I went through. I want to finish, but first coffee, so I can get that ready for my aunt so that then I can stitch that cute little fox one from Fat Quarter Shop. And then I want to keep working on 2 Pumpkin Sprite and maybe challenge myself to try to finish that one before Halloween. But we'll see what progress I make there. And I kind of want to start all the other things too, but can't be putting too much on my plate because then nothing will get done. So that's it for the stitching stuff. So I will be talking about books next. So if you don't have time to read or not a big reader, you can move on to the next Flosstube. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. That would mean so much to me. Please comment, let me know who you are, where you are, what you're working on. And I will be back probably in about 2 weeks showing you some more progress. So, all right, thanks so much for watching, Stitchers. And now my Stitcher and bookish people, we're gonna talk about books. So, I haven't finished a book since I filmed 2 weeks ago. Again, like stitching, working, life, I'm not reading quite as much as I used to. I think the most books I ever read in a year was 52, which is a book a week. I don't think I actually read a book a week, but like that's what that equals out to. This year it's probably looking closer to maybe 30. I think I can get to 30. So not quite as many as in years past, but stitching takes up time. So what I'm currently reading, one of them I mentioned in my last video. So this is a bit of a slow going one. This is Mercury Pictures Presents by Anthony Mara. Again, this one is about a young woman, Maria, whose family immigrated from Italy to the States, and she is, I think she's in her 20s now. She's living in LA. She wants to have a career as a producer in motion pictures, and it's around, it's set at the time she's in LA is the 1940s, and so we haven't gotten there yet, but at some point, you know, the war causes LA and the movie industry to go dark because everything is being put toward the war effort. And it'll go into kind of how that impacts all of the actors, the actresses, the producers, the directors, everyone who's working in the pictures in Hollywood. A lot of what I've been reading right now is more about the past. It's about her father and her family living in Italy during Mussolini's reign, and things going on with that. And then there's another connected story about these other individuals. So it's good. The writing is really great. It's an intricate novel, and I think one of my other friends, which I agree with, said there's a lot of characters. And so putting it down for too long and then going back into it is something I'm realizing I can't do. I've got to read a little bit every day if I can, or I'm going to forget who people are or where we are in the story because we're jumping around to different timelines. So it's good. And if you're okay with a book that's slightly more challenging but really beautifully written, and I have a feeling it's going to get better and better as it goes on, I think it's all going to lead up to some really interesting storylines. I think we're setting the stage right now. We're getting there. So Anthony Mara, Mercury Pictures Presents. And then because that one's a bit tougher, I wanted something lighter. And I like romance. If you're not a romance reader, totally understand. It's very predictable. It's always the same stuff. I find it fun. It's like you're using the same ingredients, but you're gonna mix it up, add some different things, a different recipe. So this one is Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I've read 2 of her other books. They are about this series, or these ones are about 3 sisters. And so I read the other 2, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown, and then this is Eve Brown. And so she's British, so these are all set in the UK. And this one is kind of like a sunshine and a grump story, which, if you know romance, is kind of like one of the themes. So she's like happy and she's creative and she's flighty though. And so at the beginning of the novel, she's living at home and she wanted to be a wedding planner, and like some things go wrong with her recent wedding and she decides to forget that. She like deletes her website, and like she just can't stick with a job. She just wants to do all the different things but can't like stick with something. And her parents are like, you need to find a job and stick with it, or we're kicking you out of the house and we're cutting you off, and that's it. So she's gotta figure out what to do. Her sisters are much more put together and she's kind of all over the place. She gets mad after her parents say that she has to hold down a job for 3 months or they're gonna kick her out. So she just goes on a drive and ends up in this small little English town and is hungry. So she goes to a bed and breakfast there and realizes they are looking for a chef. And one thing that she's really good at is cooking and baking, and it's something she really enjoys. And she's very spontaneous, so she's like, I'm gonna apply for this job because I need to get a job because my parents are telling me to. And yeah, I can cook, it's fine. Never done it professionally, but why not? So she goes in for the interview for the job, unannounced, just barges in, and there's the grump. He's a grumpy man. He owns, what's his name? Jacob. He owns the bed and breakfast. He's not the happiest person. He's not having good luck finding a cook, so he's in an extra bad mood when she barges in the door and she interviews, and he says like, no, like no, this is not happening. Even though he's intrigued by her, he doesn't want to hire her as his new cook. She leaves, and then his partner, his friend who's trying to help him find a new chef, says like he really should consider it. She's bubbly, she's fun, she'll bring some life to this bed and breakfast that you don't bring because you're a grump, and why don't we just give her a chance to cook for us, and if she's any good, we'll go from there. So he's fine. So he goes to find her and she hits him with her car. And that's where we're at. So I think you can all kind of tell where it goes from there. It's a romance, but it's super cute. Talia's characters are fun. They're all very different, very individual, and I really like her writing, very witty. And so that's Act Your Age, Eve Brown. If you like romance, check it out. And then I'm gonna do a recommendation. And so this is a book I read a few years ago. This is one of my all-time favorite authors. I mentioned I like historical fiction a lot, so I'll be talking about all genres. So if you're not into historical fiction, stick around. I'll talk about other things. Obviously, I just had a romance read that I'm reading. But this is Lisa C., The Island of Sea Women. And I want to say back in 2006 or 2007, Lisa C.'s, I don't know. Snowflower and the Secret Fan. Sorry, the title escaped me. I read it back then, back in 2006 or 2007 when I was in college. But that one was really, really popular, Snowflower and the Secret Fan. And that was about like young women in China. It had a storyline about feet binding and them finding their way, expected to go into arranged marriages and things like that. So she writes a lot about Asian history and Asian culture. And that one was really popular, beautiful book. I kind of want to reread it. When I was thinking about recommending this one, I was like, oh, I want to reread that one at some point. But this is her most recent, unless she's published something in the last 2 years. I feel like I would know, but it's possible she did. But her characters are she's just so good. She's just so good at what she does. Her writing is beautiful. The characters are wonderful. It's, you know, a lot of historical fiction is about World War II, World War I, the Civil War, American Revolutionary War. And she writes about those time periods too, but she takes such a different perspective than either Europe or the Americas. So I really like reading about these different periods in history impacting these different cultures and these different people. And this one is so cool because who knew that this existed? So I want to make sure, I'm going to try to pronounce this right, but this is an island called Jeju. And I think it's off the coast of Japan. And this historical fiction, so this is true. This island historically was a matriarchy, and that meant that the women earned the money and the women had the jobs and the men cared for the kids, which is a complete kind of reversal of, you know, historically how America has been. And so the women are divers. That is how they kind of earn a living. They dive for different sea creatures and different plants and different coral and things down in the reefs, and they sell it in a market, and that is how they make the money to support their families. And while they are off diving and doing the work and making the money, the men are watching the kids at home. And so that's really interesting. And so this book starts probably in the 1930s, I think, and it's about a young woman who is learning to dive for the first time. Her mom is the one who's like the head of the divers and kind of makes sure they're safe and oversees everything that's happening with them. And so this daughter is learning to dive and kind of taking her first foray into this career that all the women have on the island. And it's about her, that young girl, and her friend, who is also getting into diving. And they're both very different, from very different families on the island. And it's about, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but something tragic happens to one of the young girls on one of her first major dives. And from there kind of spirals out, follows both of these young girls into womanhood and their friendship and all the ways that they change and grow and how their friendship changes over the years. Goes through the 1930s, Japanese colonialism in the 1930s. It goes through the 1940s and World War II, the Korean War, all the way up to pretty much current time. And in current time, things have changed on this island. I think they still dive. I think it's less a part of their economy and how and what the island is for and how they make money. Obviously, time changes everything, technology and new equipment and all the ways diving has probably changed for these women over the years, but beautifully written, really different look at different points in history. And yeah, check out Lisa C if that sounds interesting to you. So I always want to get more people to read her if they don't already, if you like historical fiction. But I think even if you don't, if you like good stories about strong women and don't, I think the hardest part with historical fiction maybe for some people might be either changing timelines, because I think this book does go between like that 30s, 40s era and present day. So you've got the different timelines that you kind of have to keep track of. I think usually historical fiction does have a good amount of characters. Obviously, like the romance book, Evie Brown is going to be her love interest and maybe a few friends and family. It's not as big of a cast of characters as historical fiction might have, but really worth it, really great, because you learn and you're also just enjoying the story. So those are my recommendations for this week, and I'll put everything again in the description, so check those out. And if you do end up reading those, let me know what you think, or let me know what you're reading. I always love reading recommendations. So thank you so much for spending the time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week. Like and subscribe if you want to, or comment. Love hearing from you, and keep stitching and keep reading. Have a great day, everyone.